Yo, welcome back to another episode of Boss Battle. I was actually wearing a Catalyst hat before we started today's episode, but then I looked at the number and I had to put on my Lake Show hat. How you doing, Ramen?
I'm actually doing pretty good. I just checked. I literally just hit my 5 million impressions for 5 months or for my 3 months. I'm happy about that. But let's go.
Oh, you got monetized. What was the banger post that you put out there? Or was it just like over time?
It was over. Well, I was testing it because of the December, the crypto DNA, how the algo and everything changed, and so I completely shifted away from saying anything Web3, NFT, crypto, no hashtags, no airdrop, and then I got like 4 million impressions for the month once I shifted away from that. So I was trying it, but this is only for replies. I still have to work on original posts, but I was asking Grok how to craft it, so
they count.
It's possible.
Those posts still count. No, but that's a good tip. If anyone doesn't know, you're getting like not demonetized, but like your video
throttled.
Yeah, you're getting throttled or bottlenecked, so to speak, because of certain language that you use. So like even I have to chill out on certain things that I say. But let's go to our guest here. What's going on, Hun?
Hey guys, all good. Super happy to be here. And just drinking coffee, having a great time, and motivated to talk in detail about NFTs, digital art. How is the NFT scene today? What are people looking for? Super excited about our conversation.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get into all sorts of alpha, but before we do, we're gonna go over the rules of how this show works. If you're not sure, about to tell you. Boss Battle is a show where you have a Q&A type show. So if you're in the audience right now watching on Twitch, you can vote. Yes, you can be part of the show and vote on the bosses. Sorry, on how the guests are doing against the bosses. A, B, C, or D. A being the best grade. And our guest needs an 85 average across all bosses. I went a little long there. We also do have a lightning round, which is a cooldown period. So we ask you like 10 questions, just some rapid fire answers. And I think that's all I missed on the notes there. We ready to play some boss battle, Hun?
How? Sorry.
Oh, I was asking, are you ready to play some boss battle?
Yeah, I'm ready. All
right, let's get into the first boss here. Yo, I want to shout out some people in the chat real quick before we get into this. Shout out Damien, shout out Sir Sapient, and shout out Sasha Game 7007 saying hi, Merry Christmas, everyone. And JK rolls in saying Happy Christmas in advance, Hado Ken-sama and Ramen Sensei. Why are you Sensei, by the way, Ramen?
Listen. What I have can't be taught. Anyway. No, I don't know. It's just we're just messing around. I have no idea. I just had to accept my fate.
I put you on the spot there. He wasn't ready. All right. First question says, tell us more about your first collection, Primitives. What was the creative vision behind it, and how did it set the stage for Nodes?
Well, Primitives was pretty much motivated by the people of the NFT space, to be honest. I created this collection during 2023, the bear market, after the NFT mania during 2021. So 2023 was a year like super bad for NFTs, was like real bear market. So I was like motivated to represent the people who stay there building every day. And to be completely honest, that was the main motivation. The people that stay on crypto NFTs, no matter what. That was the representation, this character, this primitive. It's in reality, it's like the crypto primitives. And the second part of the question, and how did it set the stage for Nuts?
Yes.
Well, to be honest, it was super important for me to see what was missing on primitives. And like in a few words, I incorporate all of that element that at my eyes was missing on my first collection on this second collection. So it was a super important experience to learn how to create a better product,
I like what you said, like the people that stuck around every single day, regardless of the market conditions. Those are the people that you want to build around and build with, because people that are scared, it's kind of relevant to what I was talking about earlier with some other people today. I won't talk about it, but you want to reward the people that show up every day, regardless of like market conditions or like whatever type of the cycle we're in or whatever. So I like to hear that. You know, you embrace that, because I think a lot of people take that for granted. Like people that show up every day, it's like you never know what those people can do to make a difference for the project.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. The truth is that during the hard time of beer market, it's really, really not that much people that stayed there. And for me, it's like the same vision. Those are the people that are like the most genuine people of the space. It's like people that are here, of course, for a monetary motivation, but the people who stay when there is like not much opportunities, for me, as like the people that enjoy in the most genuine way the space, the digital art, the communities. So yeah, for me it's the same. Those are the times where you have to make your more strong connections for sure. And then during the bull markets, you stuck around with your gang from the bear market. That's my mindset.
Yeah, if you look at any business in the world, there's no bull or bear market. There's just profit and revenue, right? So like,
Yeah.
what better way to find people to support that that also understand that it doesn't matter what time it is, because the time is now. I want to say a shout out to Rez. What's going on? Kapow, kapow, kapow. Love it. It's an awesome photo, by the way. Awesome PFP. Let's go on to the next question. It says, what inspired you to create an NFT collection in the first place? Was there a specific moment or experience that made you decide to enter into the NFT space?
Yeah, what was on that year during 2023 that, well, I started on NFTs on 2021. I started as a collector, super, super impressed by all the creativity from the space and this new technology of the digital art, like powered by the blockchain. So after 2 years, like being part of communities collecting, I was like, man, we need people that create collections like in a more professional way, or with more detail, or with more love to put in some words, you know. I was like so tired of people scamming, launching collections and then disappearing, that I was like, man, I want to take an important place here and create things that can really be a reason of joy for the collectors, and to feel the people, to make the people feel like they are part of something more significant. Was, I think that was like my frustration with the builders, to be honest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, a lot of projects have gone through that exact thing you're talking about, and I guess that's why a lot of people, Ramen, they want to make games in this space too. Like they're like, well, it's tired of this game that came out, got rugged. Let me make a game that's better. Or even like, oh, they're saying they're making this big game. They raise like millions of dollars of fund and they don't come through. Like, yeah, I definitely understand where you're coming from for sure.
Yeah, and that was the motivation. And I started creating pixel art on the same year, 2023. I've always been a person like in relation with art, with traditional art, with drawing. My mom is an artist, but I I followed other careers like on my real life. And when I started create pixel art, I launched a small collection on Ethereum, and that's what was the moment when my mind made click, because I was like super, super impressed by about how much people like what I created. And on that moment, when I make like a fast sold out on my first collection and a lot of support, that was in August 2023, I was like, damn, okay, I'm into something here. And I decided to create a large collection on that moment.
And you're diving into the next question already, so I'll just go ahead and read it. And by the way, chat, the poll is live, so go ahead and vote. Your work has like a distinct visual style. What's that creative process like? And like how do those ideas start? And like how do they go from like start to finish and evolve into like the final pieces? Like just go through that creative process.
Well, the creative process, at least at how I live it, to be honest, is like something that is hard to explain, because I don't know where these visions came from or where this art came from. I I think that it came from me. I think that that's the most real answer. Uh, is my I don't know. I think a lot about this, but if we go deeper on this question, I think that I believe that every art that a person makes is an abstract representation of their inner state of that person, of their emotions or their attitude to life, about the things that that person think. And on that way, for me, this art is not something that I think about or that I try to get inspired, like looking other visuals from other place. For me, it's like an moment of intimacy, and I try to connect with my mind, with my feelings. And there, honestly, the visions, the creative process is like something that can go like spontaneously, and then you are like, oh my god, I just created this. Damn, this is so cool, but I have no idea where it came, like in a specific way, you know.
You know, there's a dev disruptor, definitely disrupting the show. He says NFTs need utility to survive. Well, I agree with that. Just to answer or just to talk about that real quick, I do agree with that, but I think utility comes in many different forms. So I guess like the question is like, what is the utility that you think dev disruptor that it needs to survive? Because in my opinion, I think Hunter already touched on this. It's community that like if the community shows up, regardless of like what's going on, and they're motivated to make this thing go up, right? Number go up, collection go up, you know, more value, more eyeballs, whatever. Then the community is the utility at that point. Do you agree with that, Hunter? Or do you disagree?
I agree. I agree. I totally agree. And that's a super important question to ask, like where is the value on in one collection, all right?
Mhm.
On a specific piece of digital art and a specific NFT, where's the value? Where's the value that can really last over time? That's a super important question. And for me, is what you say, the value is in the community. That is, or to put in some words, is like the people that feel represented by this kind of art. So you find people that you immediately feel like closer to you because you are vibing with the same stuff. But I will add that the value is also the artist that is behind the piece, because that's super important. Because if I see a piece of art, digital art of NFT collection, and I see that the creator is, like we talked before, is present every day, is creating, is building, is showing the collection no matter the market, is being like kind with the collectors, is being like patient, is showing a good attitude, is respectful with others. I think that all that elements add value to the collection of that person. So yeah, I think that it's the community, is the person behind the collection, and of course the quality of the piece itself, because we currently see so much visual outputs with the artificial intelligence, so we are like saturated with outputs, with collections. So we also need to be able to create something that can really stand out on from the masses.
No, I agree with that. Let's shift gears a little bit and talk about nodes a little bit more, though. Next question says, nodes as a concept, what does this name represent to you, and how does it tie into the art itself?
Well, not it's like the concept is directly related with what a node in a network means, you know. If we put this in some perspective, we, all the users from the internet and all the users for of the blockchain, we are all nodes that we are all over the world, this technology allow us to connect each other, and that is something that sometimes we don't see the immense opportunity that we have for being here, and the immense opportunity of connecting with people all over the world, and to access literally like to all the world with your products, with your vision, with your creations. So that's something that until today amazes me and motivates me. And for me was a moment of the early this year was like, man, not must be an NFT collection. This is like one of the most significant concepts of the blockchain technology. So that was like, man, this is my road, and this is what I have to must be able to turn out in a collection.
Mm-hmm. No, that makes a lot of sense. I also think that art kind of brings people together too. So like it's kind of like working both ways in a way. Um, so yeah, that's interesting. Let's move on to the last question here, and it says, for someone discovering your work for the first time, how would you describe the world or story you're building through notes?
Well, it's kind of similar of what we was talking right now, and I will say that notes is like try to represent in the most professional way, in the most artistic way, what a digital identity must be represented in an artistic way. Notes is like a world, a digital world of digital identities that try to represent the humanity in a more um, like real way. And what I mean with this, we all are people that are are constantly changing, evolving, seeing things differently than the past. And I think that this is something super important to put on an NFT collection, because this technology allows us to innovate, to create collections that can be dynamic over time, and that can evolve like as same as the person evolves over time. So this is a problem for me, that most of the artists are launching NFT collections like static collection that is like it can be like the same without this technology. So for me, this make a lot of total sense that Nuts concept, as it must be a representation of this digital network, we have to use this technology like in the most deep way that we can. That's what I'm creating here. So it's a digital network of identities that evolve, that change over time. And for me, what I will say to someone new, I will say, take a look on the collection, take the time, explore the traits, explore the meaning of the traits, and you will find here the most mature and artistic and professional way to represent your digital identity.
Oh, he muted himself again. At least once a time a show.
It happens. These things happens. Listen, it was mistake. Okay, it was a mistake, Ramen. What can I say? What can I say? Now that wraps up the first boss, though. We're gonna swift. We're gonna switch gears. I can't talk today.
Taylor.
We're gonna switch gears. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Look, the Chiefs are finally
Chelsea.
out. The Chiefs are out of the playoffs, and I have to hear about that woman
Thankfully.
like for the postseason if I watch it. Okay, I have to see her face every time that someone scores or something. Don't need to see it. Anyways, moving on to the next thing. We're gonna talk about our special announcement. Ramen, this is your favorite part of the show.
It's absolutely my favorite.
I wasn't trying that time.
You got me again.
I wasn't trying that.
You got me again.
Because like you paused.
You got me
like,
again.
I'm like, bet, click, and then you
No.
every single time, bro.
Every single time. But folks, You've seen it right there. My favorite time of the show, mostly because it talks about something that's free. That is our cartridge collection. If Hotto can bring it up like Vanna, so people can see this beautiful collection that we've got
Like
going
who?
on. Vanna White from Wheel of Fortune.
Oh,
Vanna?
I only know Alec. Oh wait, that's a different game. That's a different show.
Oh, it's Jeopardy.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
Jeopardy.
Anyway, don't ruin my life. But
yeah.
anyway, we love these collections, my friends. I actually really like this one. Like, that's a sweet looking cartridge. Definitely go get that. It is free, literally free. Go collect them all, kind of like the whole Pokemon thing. But if you want to take a travel back into time, you should check out our Catalyst OG collection that we have over there, from games that are present to the game graveyard to other projects. We have many, many, many memories there on our page, and I think you should go by and take those. And for those people that collect these, you have to remember that later on here in the future, these are going to hold some utility for the Catalyst ecosystem. So,
that makes me think, like, is it against the law to make a gaming graveyard of Web3 games and launch that as a collection just for trolling purposes?
It'll probably get you throttled. Probably don't even want to mention.
Okay. We won't do it then. Someone should though.
Absolutely.
I mean,
yeah. Just do it on the down low, like on the underwebs,
Oh, we'll go the XRP route. Not Hotto Meta. Sorry, not Hotto Meta is going to launch a. Just kidding. That's what everyone's doing.
Honestly,
their names to not this, not that. It's a thing.
What if they changed up? Do they have like dark web NFTs where it's like the same thing but just dark web? So you like extra layer of complexity, like
you mean like on zero knowledge chains?
Like some dark Pepe or something. I don't know, like alternate universe. Maybe I'm going like DC. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just thinking about changing stuff up. Like, we went through so many different phases of owning NFTs. It's like, what can make them like crazy different? I don't know. Maybe I'm just reaching over here. But it used to be like, remember, you could just mention new hot whatever dropping, like 100,000 impressions, sold out in minutes, sniped. Like, do you remember those crazy days and the hypes about that? I think some collections might be bringing that back. And you know me, how I feel about those. Before we jump into the next one, Hun, really quick, what do you think about that? Do you think there's going to be another resurgence of NFTs again, even without utility, just like for pure art, like another Beeple hit? What are your thoughts on that?
You mean like another NFT mania?
Not like the crazy like mania that we had, but just like I'm trying to think. Just like pre-sold, like what's really bringing the hype, right? Like crazy hype.
Yeah, well, I think that the NFT market, at my eyes, will be here like forever if the technology persists over time. I think that the NFT market can pass for really, really bad times. That's true, but the market is always alive, and I think that there is like people. And today it's not much people, but I think that there is an important amount of people that really, really, really is passionate about NFTs and about the collectible spirit that NFTs represent. So that's my vision of things. So I think that this will keep moving as a normal market, with moments of hype and with moments really quiet. And when you are here on the NFT space every day, you realize of some high moments that maybe can last like 2-3 weeks, like really, really hyped weeks, like peak bull market vibes, but that last like 1, 2, or 3 weeks. So we are experiencing that, but not much people is living it. But every year, to 2025, 2024, even 2023, we have significant mints with a lot of hype around and super, super bullish days. So, at my eyes, that keeps happening, to be honest.
Okay. No, I like the answer. And sometimes, even though it may not be right in front of us, we all know how the algorithm is today. Sometimes we just miss that and we have to go searching. So I think kind of, going back to what you were saying, it really depends on the different communities that you're in and surrounding yourself with other individuals who kind of share like the same vision, for NFT art, much like you are, which is great. I was trying to figure that out as we head into our next boss number 2. Increased difficulty for this boss. I hope you're ready, hon. It's like
Ready, ready, my friend.
All right. Listen, I'm really digging the Christmas themed music. I think we should just keep it all year round. Just a troll.
We had it last year. These are like from last year too.
I know. We just use them all the time because I just really like the remix. That was okay. All right, never mind then. Hun, ready? Boss number 2, my friend.
I agreed with it. I was like,
It was like a grunt, but that's okay. It's all
no,
right.
I said,
I said again. All right, Hun. Speaking about your passion, as a creator in this space, that's going to bring me to the next question. Your boss number 2. Walk us through the Nodes Mint. Like, what was the experience like from your perspective as a creator?
Well, not Mint was for me was beautiful. Was super a great moment, to be honest. The Mint was super successful. There was a lot of hype around. The sold out was like instant, like 1 second sold out. And the price action after Mint was super strong and super positive for the early collectors. For me, I try to be like the most genuine, ethical possible, and I try to put the focus on the art itself. But I also know that the people who collect my collections, they are also speculating about the price action of my art. That said, I always take care about the supply, about the mint price, try to make free mint for those who are collectors of my previous collections. So from that perspective, this mint was a reason of true joy for me because I won, but also all my community won like super in a real way. So for me, that is like the most successful mint that I can hope for. A mint that make me win, but also makes win the people who trust my work from the early days.
That's got to be a great feeling. Do you think that there's any losers from that, or you think it was a true win-win full cycle for everyone? I feel like there's always someone, or maybe they're just people that are complaining, but I always feel like there's that one, right, Hado? There's always somebody not happy. You can't make everybody happy, quote, incoming.
Do you want like a reference to my world or no?
Yeah, sure.
All right, so we not we, but our dev for the seal dev, they minted out some things called these scrolls, and they were supposed to come out at a certain time, but they delayed it maybe like 2 hours. I ran a 26-hour space, and people were still complaining that they didn't get in on that mint, even though like the dev knew that let them know like way ahead of time, and then I ran a space for like I damn near slept 3 hours for the 2 days linked together, and then 48 hours combined, I slept 3 hours maybe, and I was running that space. And it's just like you can't make everybody happy. At the end of the day, you just have to put your best foot forward and make a good product and just do that. Because like at the end of the day, people are gonna complain about whatever. So,
what are your thoughts on it, hon?
Yeah, for me, the same perspective. There will always be people upset. There will always be people that don't like something, and that's part of the rules. That's part of the game. The important thing for me is like to know how to act with those people, how to calm down that people, how to be respectful, even if you are like on fire from your inside and you want to throw like bad words. You need to be calm down and like turn off those little fires. But yeah, there is always, that's always part of.
It's basically kind of managing your emotions on both ends, right? Not getting too
Right.
excited and not getting, too mad. And that's gonna be hard, I can only imagine, especially from like an art creator perspective, because I know that you're very much in touch with your feelings, because usually the art is an expression of feelings. So it's gotta be a wild ride. And then has to be a point where there's just so much input. I think everybody's got their shut off, right? Kind of like what I did with Telegram. You just kind of go, it's got to reset really fast.
Bro, I have so many TGs. Like I scroll for days, bro. So many group chats and whatever.
Yeah,
It's a bit overwhelming.
it is a bit overwhelming. Well, we're gonna write into question number 2, and it gets a little bit more. I think Nodes. I felt like you had a little bit of help, but it says Nodes was released in collaboration with OpenSea. How did that partnership come about, and what did working with them add to the project?
Well, I've been working with OpenSea since early 2024. We have collaborated like 3 4 times, and well, our first collaboration was motivated by them. They contacted me for primitives. They contacted me to create an open edition celebratory piece, and after that success, we keep like our connections like super strong. And fortunately, from my side, anytime that I have an idea that I want to launch, I can count with the official support from OpenSea. So super grateful for that connections. And of course, that adds, for from my perspective, that adds a lot to any collection, because from a marketing perspective, it adds a lot of confidence from the users, from the collectors, and immediately it makes you enter the space with your new art, with your new concept, with your new narrative, like in a more like super more strong way. If you are backed by OpenSea, it's a super important help. And also in security terms, because people used to trust the OpenSea Launchpad, the OpenSea Studio. People is super like try to avoid like random sites with means that you have to sign transactions. So for me, it's like an immense help.
Yeah, that works. So in terms of, OpenSea is kind of like the billboard for the NFT world, right? It's like posting up a
Right.
billboard on a main freeway where there's so much traffic, people come by, and it's hard not to see. Plus, there's a little bit of credibility. They've been around for a long time, and so I can imagine that having that name and that brand and just kind of like that distribution point is
Yeah.
probably huge. So it's glad,
Yeah.
what, shout out to OpenSea for, working with creators for doing that. As much as we've had our mixed emotions with OpenSea over the years, right? We've had our love hate roller
Yeah.
coasters and
That's
up
true.
and
That's
down.
true.
At the end of the day, they have, made a lot of great creators from that platform. They've actually showcased a lot of, great NFTs, and they even dabbled a little bit there into the gaming world. So got to give them credit where it's due. I know it's
Yeah.
hard to build. So
When you say
Uh,
we, are you saying like you personally dealt with something, or like you're just saying in general? Because
I
I've
think
never
we
had any
as a
problem with
space,
OpenSea. Oh, okay.
yeah,
Yeah,
no
and
comment on all
the
that other
people
stuff.
from OpenSea are like super professional to work with. That's an important point, because I don't want to give names, but there is some platforms that looks professional, but when you work with them, you realize that they are not that professional.
I know where you're going with
Can you
this.
just give us the first letter of that platform so we can use our
No,
imagination?
no, 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 nothing more,
Does
nothing
it
more.
start
Can I
with
buy
an
a vowel?
M? Does it
Yeah.
start with an
No, no,
M?
no.
Oh,
No,
and
I
end
was
with
talking about 2021. I was talking about 2021. Sorry.
oh, okay. We're going back in time. All right. Well, speaking about platforms and networks, that's going to lead me to the next question. You chose to build on Base. What is it like building on that network, and why did you choose Base over some of the other chains that were out there?
Well, it was exactly during this like super hard beer market of 2023 that base emerged. Like it was, if I'm not sure, but base emerged on August 2023, and I was looking to how base was building those mounts, and I was like super captivated by the people behind base, especially Jesse Pollack on the early days. And he was like every day on the trench to put in some work, like helping creators, helping artists, helping the builders, minting the stuff, posting on the timeline. So on that time, there was like a lot of people was like scared of the space. There was like so much scam, and people was like not trusting much anyone. And also we had that the problem of the gas with Ethereum. Before the upgrades of Ethereum, it was like super random stuff, because you could have like the best launch program like in the best way, but if that day was a high gas activity, you was like dead. Your project was dead, your mint was dead, because gas was, I don't know, $100, and you are minting something at $20. So who's gonna buy your $20 art if they have to pay $100 extra for gas? So that was also an important reason to launch my collections on base, trying to avoid that random factor of the market, and also for this human side that I saw on the early days.
Wow, talking about the old gas and gas war days. I shared my old war story. I remember that. It cost me $572 to form an LP on Shiba Swap. And I was like, I really hope this
Oh
plays
my god!
out.
Man.
Yeah, it was absolutely atrocious. I'm glad the gas prices went down. I still honestly want a nice no gas network, you know. Well, at least if it comes to gaming stuff, the other stuff I do. I couldn't hear you, Hato. I didn't even know.
Hey, you know what else is on base?
I don't
XRP.
How?
know.
XRP, baby.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
oh boy, here we go.
It's
Here
on
we
base. You
go.
can wrap your XRP on base. I'm just saying.
All right.
Like
Just
right
because you can
now,
do
you
it
can
doesn't
go do
mean you
that right
should.
now. Bro, are you fudding base right now? When we have a guest that's on base? What's
No, I'm
wrong
not
with you, bro?
No, putting XRP, my bad. Anyway, next question. I'm
Top
just kidding.
10
I
and
shouldn't.
top 10 for like forever. I mean, I don't know,
Top
man.
tens
I
are
don't know.
good. So I know
Top
all top
5 even.
10s.
Top 5. Fuck.
Top fives are better. Stay out of those. All right, next question. The Genesis interference. Can you tell us a little bit more, about this and what makes it significant inside of the node's universe?
Well, the this is like the super important part of nodes, and it's like the central part of the narrative of this evolving narrative. The idea is like to see this, that some nodes are in the network and they can suffer interference during a period of time. 2 days suffering the interference, and after that period of time, that node will show the final form, the evolved form. This is super important because the characters of nodes are evolutives. Like in rarity, you can pass from a full circle to a skull, from a full circle to a new ghost with the dynamic traits. So this interference makes the most common nodes become rare nodes with something much attractive visually. And talking about Genesis interference, that was super important because that was the first official interference of nodes. Nodes was launched in August this year, and the Genesis interference was in October. And every interference adds also new information to the metadata of those nodes. So, from an historical perspective, if we see nodes, for example, from now to 1 year, my idea, my vision is that those nodes who evolved on the first interference of the Genesis interference, and that you will be able you are able to see that on the metadata of that node. The idea is to add this historical value.
Soup. It's literally the centerpiece, and I like how you said that each interference that goes into the collection introduces new metadata. So it's literally, I would say, what, blooming the ecosystem. I don't even know if that's the right word. I'm trying to do some creative talk here. I'm not good at creative. I'm terrible at art. I should probably stop.
Yeah, but is what I talked earlier, that I think that we are not using this technology as we should use it. This technology allows us to create dynamic collections, to introduce these evolving narratives. So that's what I'm exploring.
So it's just that's kind of why I think they're maybe saying an everlasting art, right? Especially if it's something like that where it's ever changing, it's not something that's going to stay static. Wait, what's Otto doing? He's listening.
The chat, was that always like that on the screen?
Hold on a minute.
Look at our screen right now. The chat is on the screen. Has it been like that?
Oh,
am I tripping?
No, wait,
It's
what?
never
I don't
been
know.
like
Maybe production.
I didn't add nothing. All I did was did this, and then now I see it.
Hey, listen, I don't push buttons. That's above my pay grade.
I'm just okay. Sorry to interrupt. Go ahead. Oh, it's gone now. What the fuck? Someone's doing something. It's not me.
Yo, I'm literally, I'm not touching anything over here. What's going on?
Someone did that shit. That was not me. I was like, wait a minute. What the hell?
All
I'm
right,
like,
hold on.
I'm cool. with it.
Probably a new update. Yeah, it's a feature, not a bug or human error.
That was Damien, bro. Damien messing with some shit in the background. 100%.
That's all right. I mean, it is, you know, end of the year, you know, changing that up in Q4. All right. Last question, boss number 2. What have been the biggest challenges that you faced so far, either creatively or technically?
Well, this is a great question, because it's the Genesis interference. what we was talking about. Yeah, because that was so damn challenging for me. I was like on the limit of my health, to be honest, because I created this first interference. I put the eligibility criteria because they are different criteria to be part of this interference. But then I realized that people was so excited and there was so much collectors that I was aiming to create like 300 or 400 of new nodes, but finally it was like 700 new nodes, and technically organize all that metadata, distribute the most rare nodes for the most like genuine collectors, those who reach the most big eligibility criteria. It was super hard to build all that. I was like, damn, what I created. The people is so excited. I have to create so much new nodes, and this had to be significant for the people, and was super challenging with my dev team to work with the Genesis interference. To be honest, was super challenging, but at the same time, I think that was also my biggest joy on the space. And it's kind of strange because these interference are not like a monetary motivation for me. They are like free for the collectors. So it was really important day when I realized that I had the great time of my digital career, and it was not about money. That was super good memories for me.
Well, that's good. Listen, you turned a problem or a challenge into a learning experience, and you know that's what they say in life. You can have wins and losses, or you can have wins and learns, but you only lose if you don't learn from the situation. So it sounds like it was a hurdle that you were able to overcome, and then you should be proud, right? You made it through that moment emotionally, financially, technically, and you came out on the other side, and here we are today talking about it. That's going to wrap it up, though, for boss number 2, and we're going to get into, I think, one of my favorite rounds. out of all the rounds of here. What do you think, Otto? I think it's one of my favorites. I
Yeah,
like
it's
it.
pretty fun. It's pretty fun. I like it. It's a good time. Let's take a quick little 20-second ad break and we'll get right into it.
No. I got that juice. No AP. She got that juice. She got that squeeze. She got that wet. I'm on them skis. I got that drip. I'm overseas.
Slurpee. Got that juice.
All right, this week we're trying something a wee bit different, just a wee bit. So we're gonna put a 2-minute timer on my computer. You guys won't be able to see it, but I will press a certain button when the time is run out for this section, which is a Slurpee voltage round. I'll be playing this sound when we're out of time. So these are, oh shit. Why does it loop? Who turns this on to loop every fucking show? I don't know who does that, but stop it. Why did whoever did that was perfect time with to stop it. But anyways, 2 minutes on the clock. We're gonna go into our lightning round and rapid fire this shit.
It's time for the Slurpee Voltage Round, sponsored by Slurpee Voltage. Feel the energy.
All right.
Balls.
Now, before we get into it, I have 5 questions. Ramen has the next 5. Ramen, you got to be quick with this. Okay, can't be lollygagging. And away we go. Question number 1: physical art or digital art? Which did you start with, hun?
Dynamic digital art.
All right. Next question says, favorite piece you created in the Nodes collection so far?
BR no signal.
Okay. Third question: if Nodes had a soundtrack, what genre would it be?
Oh, this is a good question. It will be a combination between Pink Floyd and Tame Impala.
Okay. That's a very interesting mix there. Question number 4: coffee, tea, or energy drinks? What fuels your creative sessions?
Coffee during the day and beer during the night.
Great answer. Last one for me: most unexpected things someone has said about your art.
Most unexpected things someone say about your art.
57 seconds on the clock.
It fixed the day of someone.
All right, Ramen, go.
All right, if you could mint anything in the world as an NFT, what would it be?
Ancient teachings, spiritual teachings from the ancient masters.
Oh, that's a good one. Night owl or early bird? When do you create your best work?
34
Only
seconds.
night. Only night.
Only night.
Dark
Got it.
mode.
One art.
Dark mode.
Dark mode. Got it. One artist, NFT or traditional, everyone should be paying attention to.
Sam Spratt and ACK.
20 seconds.
Okay. Dream exhibition space to showcase Nodes. Where would it be?
Museum of Modern Art, MoMA.
All right, and the last one. Complete this. The thing that excites me the most about building in Web3 is
My personal growth.
Oh, he did it. 3 seconds to spare.
Let's go.
wow.
Production. We gotta do something for that. Whenever people like make the time thing and then not make the time thing. Well, it's a work in progress. We're building in public, but
We mint something for that?
oh my god. Can we mint something for that, bro? What, we put it on Shane? We gonna put it on Shane? I mean, we could. Who knows? We'll figure something out. Let's move on to our last segment, which is the final boss. Strap in, folks. It's gonna get crazy.
I love
You know what it is, Ramen? You don't have social cues with a VTuber, so I never know when you're about to right? So I never know when you're about to start talking.
Bro, just look into my eyes.
Sometimes they're not there.
Bro, just look into my
Just being honest, like sometimes your eyes aren't there. All right, we got what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got 5 more questions here. This is the absolute hardest questions of the day, and I will be asking the first one. Ron will be asking the next one, and so on and so forth. So, the next question, or this question says, "What is your plan for creating a long-lasting community around notes, and how do you think your community is different in the art world versus other NFT projects?" Or how do you think about your community differently in the art world versus other NFT projects?
Okay. Well, my plan is to make this a long-lasting community and project with this interference. For next year, 2026, I already have a planification of at least 3 new interference. We have all coordinated with my dev team. So that's the way that I'm trying to make this something that can last the test of time. And how do you think that my community is different, or how I think differently about the community? Is because I'm putting the focus 100% on the collectors, on rewarding my collectors in the most real way that I can.
I love it. He's muted again. He does this all the time.
No, I was talking on the phone. So I'm just kidding. What I said was we need to put the poll up now because the pressure is on. Ramen, take the next question.
All right, next question. What is your goal with this project? Is there a roadmap or trajectory you're aiming for, or are you letting it evolve organically?
No, there is a trajectory, there is a roadmap, and the idea is to this collection try to represent in some way that art is never finished, and that digital art can evolve over time. That it can be dynamic, but what I'm aiming for is that this have to be like a final moment. You know, this is like a movie, and I don't know when, but probably 2027 we will have like one big event that will be called like the final interference, something like that. But the idea is to make this like a with different chapters, but with a beginning and an end too.
Nice. All right, we're gonna pass it back to Hato.
All right. Next question says, "How does Nodes grow from here? What does the next chapter look like? More collections, expanding the story, collaborations. What you got? What you got for us?"
Expanding the story, right? Because every interference inserts a part of the narrative of knots. People will see that over time. Every interference try to introduce reflections, questions on the collectors. So expanding the story is the answer, expanding the art itself, because this is an evolutive collection, and the idea is to make like finally every node looks like a grail. That's my goal. So no more collections, no collaborations, just put all the focus on the art itself of Knots collection.
Alrighty. Back over to you, Ramen. I think this is the second to last question.
Yep, you got it. The NFT art space has been through multiple cycles of hype and quiet. How do you stay How do you stay motivated and creative regardless of market conditions?
Yeah, this is related with what we talked at the beginning, right?
Right.
And for me, there is like every moment is a moment when you will find people that are genuinely interested on the NFT scene. So I'm not scared of the beer market. This is maybe something a little bit strange, but I really like beer markets. I like beer markets and how art used to be on the scene between the people. They are quiet times, but I think that they are the most genuine times for me. So I don't care about the market conditions, to be honest. Another thing is that I love to create digital art. I love to create pixels. So I just can't be out of this space. I love this space. I love the scene, and if we are like 3 people and there is no one else, I'm okay with that. It's not a problem for me.
Not about hype, it's about passion. I love to hear it. I'm going to kick the mic back to Hato.
I would also add one more word to that: consistency. This is the last question of today's show, guys. If you haven't voted already, we do have a longer timer than we should right now. If it doesn't change in the next 2 to 3 minutes, I'm probably just gonna leave the result as is. Question says, if you could collaborate with any artist, living or dead, in Web3 or traditional art, who would it be and why?
ACK. Completely ACK. I don't know if you know ACK, Alpha Centauri Kid. He's like one of the most recognized digital arts of the current times. And I'm so deeply inspired about all the effort that he puts on every piece, on all the spiritual meaning that he puts in his art. And for me, it's my biggest inspiration. I think that eventually we are like a super great combo to collaborate. We both love schools. He draws schools. I create schools on pixel art. Of course, he's like someone that is super over me today, but who knows? I'm here to see where I can go.
I don't think you should ever sell yourself short and not dream big, right? I think that that's what makes people make things in the first place, is dreaming big. So it's not really a comparison, I would say. I would just say, like, this is something that you're inspired and aspire to be like. And that's totally fine. I don't think that you should worry about like your size of like your influence or where now, because like the thing about life is that, I mean, I don't want to make a general statement here, but like, just keep going, right? Just keep going, stay consistent. You know, you're going to be on that level someday. Because I may have like a decent following on X, but like in 2020, I barely had 2,000 followers. So like, you just stay with it, right? Stay on the grind and keep pushing.
Yeah, that's the mindset. That's the
mindset. Absolutely. Let's see where the poll's at. Yeah, it's not going to change. All right. We've come out, or we've basically run out of questions for the show. Kind of just breeze right through them. So, Ramen, I think we should just get into the results. What do you think?
I mean, let's not keep anybody waiting in anticipation and excitement. Let's get it going.
All right. And production has been like freaking Steve Nash or whatever point guard it gives me good assists in NBA 2K back in the day. Let's get into the results portion of today's show. I think this is the first time maybe not the first, but we're under an hour and we're in the results portion. That's impressive. That's efficiency. Let's talk about scores. On boss number 1, Han, you scored 100 out of 100.
Really?
Correct.
Oh my god. That's
on
super
boss,
good.
On boss number 2, you scored a 75 out of 100.
Okay.
So it all comes down to boss number 3. Chat, what do you guys think what do you think he got on boss number 3? Ron, what do you think? Over, under 85?
Ooh, I say over 80. I say over 85 because I personally enjoyed the answers. So,
well, Ramen,
there's a lot of passion behind it. Yep.
Well, Ramen, I'm sorry.
Oh.
Because you're correct. He's
yeah.
Wait,
overall, which means Han has won.
Wow, you beat all the bosses. Congratulations.
That's what we call in the business the little switcheroo. How you doing, Han?
I won.
Yes, you won. Ramen,
God.
What has Han won today?
Oh, you already know what it is, folks. Listen, if you enjoyed our very first cartridge, our little sneak peek there for the community that's going to have something for the Catalyst ecosystem. Well, we're doing the exact same thing for everybody that comes and beats all 3 bosses on boss battles. And much like NFT utilities in the space, this is also going to have some utility further down the road when we unleash our Catalyst ecosystem. So those come into collect as a viewer, and those come into collect as projects defeating bosses will both have some really cool utility. We really can't talk about it, and I know it sucks, but I will say that when we created this ecosystem, we were thinking about every single person that put in their blood, sweat, and tears, and what it is that we can do to help amplify their work. And that's what I can give you general knowledge about the Catalyst ecosystem. So congratulations on very passionate. I'm very happy for all the people that minted in your project. So I think that's really cool that you see everybody winning. And I hope that this continues for many, many more years. And who knows, maybe by 2028, 29, 2D NFTs are no longer a thing. Maybe we're going to have some AR. Maybe we're going to have some spatial NFTs where I can see them by putting on some AR glasses. And I think that's going to be the next step, like 3D immersive NFTs. I don't know. Maybe I just smoked too much, but I think it's going to be a really cool idea.
All of the above.
All the above.
Guys, it's
Thank
been a
you,
great
guys.
episode. Yes.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks for coming on
Super,
the show.
super nice.
Absolutely. Guys, this was episode 77 of Boss Battle, aka the Luka Doncic episode. Just kidding. Thanks for watching, guys. Please follow if you're new to any channel that you're watching on X, Twitch, or YouTube. Please follow us on those channels, and we will see you guys soon, I think.
Maybe, who knows?
In the future. We'll see you in the future, guys.
Yeah, I will be happy to be here again. Had a really, really great time, friends. Thank you.
Thank you so much,
on the 30th, I'll see you next year. I had to make that joke. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.
See ya, guys.